Hi, this is Brad Straley with Jacksonville For Life. Appreciate you listening today. We have with us Colleen and Diane with Lifeline Resources. Ladies, thank you.
No, thanks for having us.
Oh, it is our pleasure. Tell us a little bit about Lifeline. How did you guys come about?
Well, basically, we came about really out of a Bible study. We were doing Bible study together. I had been at one of the other pregnancy resource centers, actually the Women's Health Center, for almost 10 years. And my mom came down with Alzheimer's, and I had to kind of take a break to take care of my mama. She'd take care of me. And so I took a break, and when it came to the point where I couldn't care for her at home anymore, and I had to put her someplace, I was really worried about it and fretting about it, and I call a midnight visitation. One night it was the night before the end of the Bible study we all were going at, and we were all together, and we knew we were together for a reason with the Bible study, but we didn't know what it was. A lot of my friends and we got together, and all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, one night, I just woke up, and I ran over and grabbed my Bible, and it was the story of, Jesus and Peter just saying, "Lord, I'm coming to you," walking on the water. And all of a sudden, it was a voice in my head. People think I was weird, and I thought everybody else would think I was weird. But it said, "Okay, Colleen, time to go back. Mom's taken care of. Time to go back and help my people again." And I didn't really realize, you bargain with God. Everybody bargains with God. And I said, "Well, Lord, how am I going to do this? I've never started anything from the beginning. I know I have my friends around me, but I've never done it before." And I said, "Well, first of all, if you really want me to do this, first of all, you're going to have to give me the people to do it." I said, "Second of all, if you want me to do this," I said, "you're going to have to bring me the donors." I said, "Because I'm not going to touch any donors for any of the other centers. We're all wanted. We're all needed. Yep. So you're going to have to bring me the donors too." And I said, "You're just going to have to hold my hand and bring everything to," because God picks the most unlikely people to do his work, and I'll tell you, I am the most unlikely person to do his work. So anyway, I went to the Bible study the next day, and I said, "Girls, you're never going to believe what happened to me. You're going to think I'm nuts." And they said, "What?" And I said, "God spoke to me." I said, "He wants us to open another pregnancy center again. What do you think?" And I told him the story, and I'll never forget it as long as I live. In one voice, I heard, "Let's do it." And that's where we started. I thought, how are we going to do this? I have to get a 501c3. So Diane here, naturally my good friend, her and her husband, Pete, I said, how do I do this? I don't know how to do this. And she said, "Don't worry." And Pete said, "We're in. Don't worry about it." And God rest his soul. I know he's watching over us every day. In fact, we dedicated the whole center to his memory, Pete Royal's memory. But he said, let's just do it. And we, in fact, had our first meeting in their house. And Diane just told me what to do. Go ahead, Diane.
Well, I wasn't part of the Bible study, but I had worked with Colleen previously when I was on the board at the other center where she worked. And so she called us when she got going, and it was just the thing to do, I guess. And we just plugged in and got started and got everything together, and it took, I guess, the better part of a year, and we got the approval, and the whole story of how we found our location was another miracle.
Yeah, there you go.
But everything just fell right into place, and we felt it was God's will that things were working out the way they did.
Yeah,
that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I know we have, 6 or 7 different centers in town. How do you guys see yourself different than the other ones?
I think we're different in a lot of different ways. First of all, we we reach out and we work really closely with other organizations. I think that's really important to do that because other organizations need that little bit of backup. We kind of fill holes. I also look at us as being the cement that holds families together. We help girls stay in school. For example, the other centers, I know, like the Women's Health Center, for example, they're in the middle of the abortion providers, and they do a great job.
Yep.
They do. But Father Pavone always said that the second most important place to be in the pro-life movement is integrating with the college campuses and the high schools. That is our main focus. Although we won't turn anybody away when they come from an abortion clinic because we do get those too. The girls that come over from Georgia and things like that. But we've been working and integrating really closely with the high schools, and that was very difficult to do. I prayed a lot about it, and I went to some of the high schools, and of course when you go into the guidance counselor offices, and you take them your brochure and you're all happy and say, we're here to help, send the girls our way, the first thing out of their mouth is, do you hand out condoms? And I had all I could do not to chuckle, and I said, well, we don't hand out condoms, and they would not take our brochures. It was unbelievable to me. Planned Parenthood can go in there and so, the girls can go to them on their break to have an abortion. They can go to get, any of their condoms, their birth control, whatever, and that's fine. But, when you want to go in there with the other side, teaching them self-worth, not birth control, but self-control. Not teaching them their dignity, the dignity, of themselves, whatever. I mean, it's all about dignity. You really had a hard time, but God, again, in His goodness, one day sent a nurse in for us to help her niece. Come to find out, she was the head nurse for the Duval County school system.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this is how things happen with us. God is so good. This is truly His ministry because He brings everybody our way. And now we've been getting a lot of people, especially, it's close to us, Atlantic First Coast High School. We've had people from there. We've had girls from Sandalwood and all over, and she hands out our brochures. She does it as the nurse, and she travels from school to school to school. So we've been able to infiltrate going through the back door, so to speak, but we've been able to do that. And we've been working really together with UNF and the students at UNF and the pro-life group there and whatever. And we've been getting a lot of people from UNF. So, things are starting to take off. I mean, we, believe it or not, in the last couple months, we have actually, our new clients have increased 35%. From January, just our new clients. It's not counting our old clients. We've helped over 3,747 people, families, and given away over 33,000 baby items since we've opened in 2010. So, I mean, it's incredible. Our pregnancy test numbers are going up. We have a 98% save rate for girls changing their minds for abortion, and that is actually incredible. I mean, I've got the dream team. I really do. I mean, God really has sent the people to me that I really do. I have the dream team. I'm very humbled by that, and they're just doing an excellent job. But we've been doing some great. We've had some wonderful people behind us. I mean, Pete Royal. I mean, is with, and he's still with us. I mean, John Quayatek helped us get our ultrasound machine. We had our ultrasound machine within a year and a half from when we opened, which is incredible. I didn't really think that would happen. But John Quayatek, again in heaven, he's on our heavenly board, as I say. We have a whole board up there for us. I mean, helped us in the Knights of Columbus get our ultrasound machine. And Eddie Lato, he's another one, helped us, gave us our first stuff for our angel closet, and he's in heaven too. So I mean, we have our little board up there. Okay.
Now's a great time to take a short break. We don't want you to leave. We'll be back in a moment with Colleen and Diane with Lifeline Resources.
Hi, this is Colleen Garson from Lifeline Resources, and I'd like the listeners to know if there is anyone that is in need, or if they know anybody that's in a crisis pregnancy, please bring them by. We'd love to help. Our address is 3733 Southside Boulevard, Suite 8, Jacksonville, Florida, 32216. Our telephone number is 904-642-9000. And we are always grateful and always in need of your donations. If you'd like to stop by and take a tour of our location, again, our address is 3733 Southside Boulevard, Suite 8, Jacksonville, Florida, 32216. And our phone number is 904-642-9000.
This is Brad Straley with Jacksonville For Life. Appreciate you listening today. We have with us Colleen and Diane with Lifeline Resources. We've been speaking about their services, and I wanted to ask, where are you guys located at?
We're at 3733 Southside Boulevard, Suite 8, Jacksonville, Florida, and we're at 32216. We're kind of in between Hogan and Beach Boulevard. Right on the bus line, so it's really easy for clients to get to us. We're right off of a Butler, or 295. So it's a great location the Lord had picked for us.
Someone listening. Oh, I'm sorry, Diane.
No, that's okay. I was just going to say our sign on the strip mall that we're in doesn't say Lifeline Resources. It says pregnant with the question mark.
Yeah,
so if you're looking for us, that would be what you would look for.
Nice big purple sign.
I wanted to ask, beside the big purple pregnant sign, how can, if someone's listening, how can they contact or reach you guys?
Okay, well, they can reach us. We either have a website or we have, our phone number is area code 904-642-9000, 642-9000. We're there Monday through Friday from 9 until 1 because that's what we have the funding for right at this time. So anytime, they can just call, come in. In fact, we'd love to invite the listeners, if they want to come by for a little, as I call it, a cook's tour, for us to show them the facilities. We would love to do that. I mean, we are there at any time to be able to do that for them.
Great. You mentioned your hours and what you can afford, so I wanted to ask, how do you guys pay for all this?
We pretty much rely on donations, mostly from individuals and some businesses. We love when we can get monthly donors, which we don't have too many of right now, but it's been picking up. The increase in our donors has not kept pace with the increase in our clients, and we really could use more, particularly monthly donors, so we know we can count on that money every month. It takes us around $4,000 or $5,000 a month to operate, and our goal is to reach that much in monthly donations. And we recently started a campaign we call our $10 a month campaign, and because we put it at a very low amount, because if we get a lot of people, more people might be able to do that than if we asked for more from each person. But of course we welcome any amount. No amount is too much or too little. Colleen mentioned our websites. We actually have two websites, one for donors and one for clients. The client website is scaredandpregnant.org, and the donor website is lifelineresourcesjax.com. And if you go to that website, there are buttons to set up monthly donations if you like, or if you'd like, you can call, and if you don't want to put the information in on the website, credit card, checking account number, Colleen can do that over the phone, or you could come in and take care of that. Or if you want to just send a one-time check, we don't turn anything down. We're thankful for whatever God sends our way.
Amen.
Now, you just say you're 501c3, so if someone does make a donation, it's tax deductible,
Definitely,
correct?
yes,
Okay.
yes. We got that taken care of before we opened the doors. So.
We know that is a long process and drooling, but it's a
Nick.
monopoly we're dealing with. So let me ask you this. Do you receive any money from the federal government?
Nothing at all.
Okay.
No.
My personal question I have to ask every guest: how does it make you feel when you receive you're helping young mothers? Quit laughing at me, Colleen. You're helping young mothers. You're saving babies. You're helping young families, and you receive nothing from taxpayers. And then the other group that's hurting mothers and destroying families and killing babies gets $500 million a year.
And they're still a nonprofit.
That's the silliest thing about it.
It bothers me. I mean, we're out there pounding the pavement. You know, all people are giving of their need, and then Planned Parenthood is there, and you know, huge salaries. I mean, I'm like, oh my.
I was going to ask, Diane, are you paying Colleen as much as Miss Richards is getting paid here?
Colleen barely gets minimum wage. When we started out, she was doing it all for free. And it became a small stipend that we've managed to increase over the years, but it's still not a working wage for the hours that we're open now. And we would love to be able to pay her a regular salary plus be open 40 hours a week or more or less.
I'd love to be.
But it's just not possible with the current budget that we have. But the question you just brought up about the other organization, I try to focus on being positive and just don't think about what they're doing. I think about what I can do and how I can help and what God is calling me to do, and trust that He's going to take care of them in the appropriate way. And I think things are beginning to happen right now in our current government, but I think we have to stay positive and focus on what we can each do ourselves and not waste too much energy being critical of the people that we don't agree with.
That's the way to do it. I'll try that for next month. No guarantees. Just talking the flesh. Wanted to ask. We talked a fair moment about a young girl yesterday, Colleen. If you can.
Talk about pull at your heartstrings. Our grandmother and a grandfather came in pushing this beautiful stroller. And they had their little granddaughter with them, Avery. I'll never forget her. As cute as a button. So the grandmother and grandfather pushed this in, and they said, you know, Avery's really having a hard time giving up this stroller. You know, her brothers and sisters have used it, but it was her stroller, and she's having a really hard time with giving the stroller up. But we told them that we were going to bring it someplace, and somebody was going to use this stroller. So they came in, we gave them a little tour of the place, and her eyes were just lighting up because she saw all the baby items and everything that we had. And I said, you know, Avery, I have got a girl that's going to use that stroller. I have one in mind right now who has absolutely nothing for her baby, and her baby's due in a month. She would love that stroller. So I took a picture of her. I'm going to put it on Instagram and put it in our next newsletter. And she walked out with a big smile on her face and a lollipop because we have our little candy dish for the kids. And she was really, really happy about that. So, I mean, it comes from the smallest little things are the things that really touch your heart. And she was just really, really sweet. And I do know the person that's going to get that. We had a family come in, and it was a mom and a young daughter. And I guess the boyfriend just kind of up and walked out, left her, had absolutely nothing. The mom brought her daughter up from South Florida. So we're working with them, and she doesn't have anything. So that's who's going to get the stroller. She's having a little girl. I mean, it just worked out. I mean, that's just how God works. And so we're helping them, and we'll be able to give the stroller to her. I'm sure she's going to be absolutely thrilled.
The other thing that's so touching about the baby supplies that we give away is so often we'll give something to someone in their hour of need, and when they have no need for it any further, they'll bring it back to us so we can give it to someone else. So when people donate items, they're put in use for years. They benefit so many people, and we appreciate so much. All of the items we give away, of course, are donations from our generous supporters, and in addition to the monetary donations, we appreciate everything that people do to help us out.
So if someone wants to go ahead and donate baby items, I assume you guys also take maternity clothes?
Oh, we take maternity clothes, baby clothes up to 24 months, strollers, high chairs, breast pumps, anything, even diapers, packs of diapers that are broken, when the children outgrow the certain size and they have to, we'll take all those. And we do give actually donation slips for that too. When they bring in the strollers or whatever, because we want to make sure that, that's available for them as well.
So currently you're open Monday through Friday, correct?
Yes.
9 to 1.
Yes.
And all the services you provide are?
Available 5 days a week.
And free?
They're all free. All of our ultrasounds are free. The pregnancy tests are free. The baby clothes are free. And once the girls are in our system, so to speak, and after their baby's born, they can come back once a month for help. So we're there. We're trying to keep the girls in school because we have a lot of girls from the colleges. We have the high school children. We want to make sure that the kids, we want to make sure that they stay in school also. The only, restriction we put on it is once a month. I mean, of course, we do make exceptions, from time to time, but they're available every day that we're open. We're not open. We just don't do it on certain days during the month.
So, in theory, you guys could be open extended hours and provide more if you had more volunteers and donors.
Yes, sir.
We only have one paid person, and that's Colleen. And we like to at least have 2 people there all the time. So the other person is a volunteer every day. We pretty much have one other person there those days, but it even gets difficult if we have a lot of people coming in for supplies to deal with that, plus the pregnancy tests and the people coming in that are abortion-minded. So it really would be helpful if we had 3 or 4 people at a time, and we're able to offer some payment to some of them, because you can count on people that are paid a little bit more than volunteers. Not that volunteers are not good, because we're so many of us are dedicated volunteers, but if something comes up, you can't fire a volunteer. And so we would like to be able to offer some help, especially the young people. We have some young volunteers, and I'm sure that they could use a little bit of a part-time job or something, and it might be easier to get more of them to come. But so anyway, that's the part about our funding. If we're able to increase our monthly revenue, we can plan a little more and possibly have some more paid staff and be able to do more.
So if someone's listening and you want to volunteer with a great organization and a fantastic cause, or if you want to make a financial donation, can you provide the way they can reach you?
The website, again, is www.lifelineresourcesjax.com to make a donation online. You could call the center at 904-642-9000, or you could come by and visit, which we'd love to see you, at 3733 Southside Boulevard, Suite 8. And look for the sign with the big purple letters that say pregnant and a question mark.
Right. And your contact information is on our website at jacksonvilleforlife.org as well. I hate to interrupt, but we are out of time. Thank you two so much for joining us today and for all you do to promote a culture of life in Jacksonville. And thank you for listening to Jacksonville for Life. For more information about local pro-life efforts, please visit us at jacksonvilleforlife.org. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Until next time, do something, say babies in Jacksonville.